and let him tell you about the broadcasting background that created the stepping stone. I'd like to introduce the General Manager of KSEL Radio and Television and let him tell you about the broadcasting background that created the stepping stone that led to television. Gentlemen, Bill McAllister.
Up until 1961, the Lubbock, Texas radio rating battle had been a nip-and-tuck affair, with all stations pretty well grouped together. The largest lead by any radio station before 61 was not more than a few percentage points. When our performers assumed ownership and control of KSEL Radio, we set one major goal. It was our desire to create a motivation that would place a large majority of the Lubbock radio dials on 950. To accomplish this goal, emphasis was placed in three major areas. One, the building of local personalities. Two, the establishment of the strongest news department for a medium-sized market in the southwestern United States. And three, total station involvement in local community affairs. Today, I am proud to say that all three emphasis areas have met with great success. In 1961, our performers increased the 1960 audience rating percentage from 29 to 36%. As our news department continued to increase in intensity, KSEL grabbed 43.5% of the radio audience in 1962 and on to 48.8% in 1963. 1964 showed KSEL with 46.3%. 65 was a record-breaking year when 49% of the Lubbock radio audience tuned their dials in the direction of 950. In 1966, the Pulse Survey Company stated that KSEL was the highest-rated radio station in the top 200 markets, when our audience share measured 55.7%. As you know, gentlemen, Lubbock is one of the fastest-growing cities in America today, and 1967 brought 2 new radio stations to our city, making a grand total of 8. Even then, KSEL dominated the audience share with a 40.6%. In 1968, 9 radio stations were on the air in Lubbock, with KSEL holding down 43% of the audience share. Ironically enough, today we received the 1969 radio audience rating from the C.E. Hooper Company. KSEL in mid-69 maintains 43.3% of the Lubbock radio audience. No other station nationwide has been able to maintain the continued dominance as that of KSEL. You know, many people have asked the question, did we have in mind a television station back when it all started in 1961? And to be honest, the answer is yes, we did. In time, we knew Lubbock would grow to support 3 good video stations. But at that time, it was our strong conviction, and still is, that the antecedent to a highly successful television station would be a radio station holding fast a majority of the local audience. Today, KSEL Radio has a signed contract with Channel 28 guaranteeing thousands of dollars a year in promotional announcements for the television station. This provides Channel 28 with the most sought-after advertising voice in the Lubbock market, KSEL Radio. KSEL Television, a dream? No. KSEL Television, a reality.
KSEL Television now has one of the finest buildings and the newest equipment in Lubbock. With these two phases completed, the most important element was still missing: the people, the performers. One by one, they were carefully selected, and they came up with commendable performances. Commercials were written and produced at Channel 28, which excelled anything that had been done in Lubbock television to date.
When you need to sell your home fast, then you call J.W. Chapman & Sons, Lubbock's leaders in real estate. Transferred, moving to larger home, don't make payments on an empty house. See the realtor who is #1 in Lubbock. Chapman can sell your home fast. Call the professionals in real estate tomorrow. Let them sell your home fast.
This is KSEL Television, Channel 28, Lubbock. The Joneses watch this station, and everyone keeps up with the Joneses.
Here it is, the 98 Oldsmobile LS Hardtop in Flamingo Silver. It's more than a crusade against the ordinary. It's a great, big, really big step up to the extraordinary. So for an extraordinary car, we need an extraordinary commercial. So here's ours for the 98 LS Hardtop. To the extraordinary. Your experience with the 98 LS Hardtop is waiting for you at Wambalaw's 121119.
Color for fun. KSEL TV. Grade on 28.
She's a working lady executive. She's busy, efficient, and thinks a lot about things important. She has raised 2 sons and a daughter, and she thinks grandchildren are the greatest thing since grandfather. She likes expensive American-made perfumes, sentimental movies with a story to tell. She likes songs that have words you can understand, music you can dance to, and still look elegant and feminine. She reads a lot of nonfiction books because she likes to understand the basics of living. She loves Peanuts because he's funny without being condescending. Yes, she's middle-aged, and she thinks it's the most wonderful time of life. And you guessed it, she's a Margaret's woman. She's been buying her clothes there for years. Margaret's, Broadway and Avenue T, West Texas' most complete specialty store.
In support of our network, syndicated and film features, local live programs were created which won the interest and support of our viewers.
Frank, I'd like to say it's a pleasure to be on your show, but I ain't gonna lie like that for nobody.
And you wanted to get Jimmy Dean.
You
asked for it.
I asked for this.
Yeah.
I called up and I said, say, Frank, would you like to do something at your show? No, go right ahead. You're doing fine. Don't touch me. I'm a star.
Well, you know, I'll tell you one thing, Jim. Can I say a word? Just one word.
I doubt it. I've listened to you and you ain't said one so far.
All right, can I say a few words? You know, they pay, what, Johnny Carson?
That'll be more difficult, but go ahead.
Johnny Carson pays $300,
Johnny
you know.
who?
Carson.
Did you ever say Carson? There's an R in it, you know. Not Carson.
Wes, will you take it from here?
C-A-S-O-N,
You better
Carson.
Watch him, Jim. He'll take you out behind the barn.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
He looks like he might.
went to the circus here in Lubbock, we'd probably go to a great big building, wouldn't we? Out to the Coliseum. Have you ever been out there? To the Coliseum, a great big building? Christy, let's hold our horses still so they won't run away. What, Ricky?
You know I was at the Coliseum for? To have some pancakes.
To have some pancakes? That sounds good, doesn't it? Once in a while, when we go to a circus, boys and girls, we go to a great big tent. Instead of going to a building, we go to a great big tent.
What's a tent?
Well, it's a covering that's made out of a heavy canvas. And do you know what we'd call it if we were going to the circus? We'd call it the Big Top.
Muy buenos días. Les hablan sus servidores Willy Acosta
y Carlos Pérez,
presentando en KSEL Canal 28 el programa de Todo un Poco. Un programa en el cual tenemos para todos ustedes entretenimiento, tenemos entrevistas con las personalidades del mundo artístico. Además, tenemos consejos para los padres y los hijos, no son regaños.
Y todo para el mejoramiento del México americano.
Así es que no nos deje de ver el programa, es
De Todo un Poco en el canal 28 de la televisión con el mejor color y sonido.
A las 10:30 de la mañana todos los domingos.
90 minutos de entretenimiento para usted.
This is performance. It's not what we're going to do, it's what we're doing. I'm Bill Maddox, and I report the news at 6 and 10 on Channel 28. We're strong in news, and to tell you why, I'd like to introduce our news director, Paul Bean.
Prior to the days of KSEL television, KSEL radio news maintained a dominance in the Lubbock market. Example, this survey shows KSEL radio news with 59% of the radio audience. This survey, on a big local election night, shows KSEL radio news with 70% of the election night audience. KSEL radio news was and continues to be honored by several statewide organizations. And already this dominance is showing up in television news. Why? Well, let's see. One reason, the men and the machines. We have the depth, the experience, and the equipment to do the job. During the first 120 days, KSEL television aired twice as much color film as any other Lubbock station. Color film like this. Clear, concise writing and reporting, and the only station in Lubbock with regular editorial comment. More reasons why KSEL television news is changing the trend in Lubbock.
If Governor Preston Smith vetoes the one-year appropriations bill, it will mean this for Lubbock County.
So I place the blame for the problems at City Hall directly on the shoulders of the City Council. The problem was created when they failed to act. During the past 10 years, Lubbock television has had one of the highest audience turnoffs in the state at 10 p.m., almost 28%. No Lubbock station really had a news image. During the short life of KSEL television news, and according to the latest ARB, the turnoff percentage at 10 p.m. has been cut almost in half, down to under 15%. And at 10, with the other two Lubbock stations continuing their history of losing audience, one losing 42% and the other 23%, KSEL television has gained an impressive 33.2%. For the first time in Lubbock's history, The market has a station with a news image, a station that the audience will dial for news. As briefly as possible, that's the KSEL news story, a news department that performs by informing. And to close our presentation, may I introduce to you Mr. Lou D. and friends. Lou is the host of the Lou D. Saturday Night Theater, which outrated the ABC Movie of the Week on another channel. Sorry about that. Now, here's Lou.
Thank you, Count. But this is bad. Boo, bad. We don't want to brag about what we've done. We don't want this on here. Though we were number 1 in Metro share and number 2 in total homes on the Saturday Night Theater. And it's another case of what imagination and a little bit of promotion can do. And we felt this was an unusual rating to be able to pull in 100 days on the survey. We have some other fellows on this show that have helped make it a success. The Saturday Night Theater, to refresh you, tell you what it's about. We have a movie we run each Saturday night and then come in during the breaks. The show is completely sponsored and runs every Saturday night from 10 until about midnight or 12:30. We have one gentleman on the show with us. We call him Brucey. So, Count, if you will, can you... This man is very talented. I want you to watch him. Brucey. I keep trying to tell you, we don't want to brag about what we've done. Don't, what is this one? Get out of here. Another fine thing that happened to us, and we must admit that we were probably as surprised as our competitors in the Lubbock market to what can be done with a UHF television station in Lubbock, Texas. Bruce does a lot of work with us. Yes, Channel 28, you drew this. He's very talented, too. Low mentality, but he's very talented. We have where's Arnold? No. We have another gentleman on this show with us by the name of Arnold, who helps out and gives the kids something to enjoy every Saturday evening. So, let's see, Count Flitt, can you do a little Arnold bit for us, or is Bruce going to help? You want to do it? Let him do it once. He never gets to do anything on the show. All right, I'm ready. Oh, there he is, Arnold, a big favorite among the kids, and another sign. Don't be doing that. We know what we've done. We've accomplished what we set out to do when we first signed Channel 28 on, and of course, this is just the beginning of our performance. And we expect to do a lot more in the months to come. I want to tell you about some shows that have done real well for us and give you another example of what can be done with just a little imagination. We have a show on Sunday afternoons. They're just simply old Shirley Temple movies. Now, what can you do with an old Shirley Temple movie? Well, you can take it and run it and call it the Shirley Temple Theater on a Sunday afternoon and just wow all the moms and the kids, too. Number 1, Metro share, and number 2, in total homes. But take that down. Let's show a picture of Shirley Temple, the star that made us get that rating on Sunday afternoons. Bruce, would you get out of the way there? Oh, go ahead. Now, let's have a shot of Shirley Temple here. No, Shirley Temple. Shirley Temple. I don't know, the more I look at it, I think this would have been a better show than Shirley Temple. That is nice, isn't it? Whew. What else did we do? We've got some more. John Wayne. What can you do with a bunch of old John Wayne westerns? Well, take a look at this. We feel that is a pretty good success story. Pulling over 17,000 homes on a Wednesday evening with John Wayne movies. And, of course, just renaming it the John Wayne Theater and letting people know it's there every Wednesday evening. Yes. Oh, wasn't this one big? This was one of the real big ones. In Lubbock, Texas, between 4 and 5 p.m., nothing on for the youngsters. So Channel 28 brings in Comedy Capers from 4 to 5. Did you get a good shot of that? Because we think this is a big one. Number 2 in total homes and metro share. Remember, once again, the survey was taken approximately 100 days after Channel 28 signed on the air. Once again, this is performance. This is not what we can do or what we're going to do next month or next year. It's what we have accomplished. Another one? What is this one? Happening, right. Number 2 in metro share. This is what we have accomplished in just 100 days. Yes. The Newlywed Game. I believe that's an ABC show, isn't it? That got a 20 share. You were on that show, weren't you? You did a great job, too. You ought to see his wife. Number 2. 20 share, though. Do we have any more? I think we do. We've got some others, but these are the main ones. And once again, this is not to brag about what we have done, but it's to show that we did accomplish what we set out to do. That number 1, UHF, can make it in Lubbock, Texas. That UHF can be as successful as a V, that it can be number 2 in the market with the right programming, the right promotion, and of course, a good color picture. And this is what we have with Channel 28. We feel that we can do the job with ABC and Channel 28 because, as this shows, all it is programming and good promotion. And with our radio station backing that up, we have a tremendous image in the Lubbock market. Someone asked me about response, our sponsors who buy Channel 28, about the response that we get from the listeners and from the audience. Mail response, which can easily be checked, is very hard to obtain in Lubbock. For some reason, they don't mind calling on the phone, but it's hard to get a good mail pull. Well, we signed on. We're on the air for something like 2 or 3 months, and the mail started pouring in. And this probably made us feel greater than anything. And this is from Lubbock to New Mexico, from area towns all around Lubbock, Texas. All actual letters, thousands of them, received by Channel 28. Once again, performance. And Channel 28, we feel, has accomplished it in Lubbock, Texas. Not what we're going to do, but what we have done. Well, you stop it. Believe it or not, this is what has made this show a success. Fellas, I think we might as well. Can we break? Why don't we break? I think it's time for us to get off. We've taken quite a bit of your time. We did want to show you what can be done in Lubbock, Texas. And no, wait a minute. This isn't the end. Count Flick. This isn't the end. This is just the beginning. Just the beginning of KSEL, Channel 28, and of course, ABC. And the only thing we have now is to ask you, are there any questions?